trying to remove your eyes from seeing this as a racial thing. It is.
Yeah, the crime is the biggest threat. At my farm, last year, we experienced break-in,
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning once again. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I am not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. I'd like us to talk about the unaliving of farmers in their farms in South Africa. And I want us to face the truth, because now it has become a race thing because of Afriforum, the organizations that are pro-Afriforum and the people that are pro-Afriforum. So let us go back to the truth, and then later on I'm going to share my own views about the contributing factors into that situation. So first of all, let us start in the villages. Do you know how much unaliving of people is happening there due to stock theft? Do you know? I don't think, if we were to make crosses for that only, what is happening in the villages, you'd be shocked. And mostly it affects black people, right? So I want to share with you a story of the village that I come from. I'm not going to tell you where that is. The people who know me know, but I don't want them bringing that name here, because the story that I'm about to share is serious. It's a serious story. People have been unalived because of that. So we have had our family members within the community being unalived because of stock theft. And because of that, I blame, you know how much illegal immigration has gone into the villages. You have no idea. And I blame the leaders that we have in the villages. They take money from the people that they did not even vet, people that they don't even know what brought them to that place. And the people are running away from certain things in their own countries, and they end up in the villages in the Eastern Cape. Right? Growing up, we knew that allegedly, let me not say allegedly, because there were times when Abasotho from Lesotho were caught in our villages stealing livestock, and they used to work with some people from our community. So the people from our community will hold the people that are responsible for collaborating with the Basotho people in stealing the livestock. And then what we knew then is that Basotho used muti and some magic to be invisible. They move with the mist. There was that story that once you see the mist coming, or maybe fog coming during the day, or maybe early in the afternoon, or anytime in awkward times, you must just know that the Basotho people are living with some livestock from your village. And later in the years, things changed. Girls came to play now. And there was some lack of collaboration with the people from within the community. Violence was now used. The Basotho people just come in the mountains and be taking some livestock just like that, with pointing guns at the people. Then there wasn't much of the unaliving because the people within our community were not that armed. So they were easy targets. Most of the time there was no need to use weapons to unalive them. At a later stage, with the availability of arms in South Africa, then arms became a thing in the community. Now the thing was even more violent, so to speak. Now, the story that I'm about to share with you, it is so sad, because this has taken the people. When you go home, there are those people that make you feel like, I'm in my village. Here are these people that I know and love, the people that are just, what you would consider the village celebrities, the people that make the difference in the villages, businessmen and whatnot. So one of my cousins was unalived. My cousin's son was unalived. And there was this hit list of people that were supposed to be unalived, including some police officers. Do you understand the seriousness of the situation? And the life of a gun became a thing in a village that was so quiet. You would travel in the night as a woman. You wouldn't feel a thing. There was no need to fear, but now that has changed. If you could go to the villages in the Eastern Cape and some parts of KwaZulu-Natal, if you can go there, if you could go there and listen to the people, what the Afriforum is pushing will be debunked like yesterday. If somebody were to tell that story like very well, I have not brought in the commercial farmers who are like the challenges that they are facing. That is a whole different video altogether. But I just wanted to show this first, that this very same thing is happening in the villages at a very, very high rate. So that is overlooked. Sometimes I feel like as black people, we don't tell our stories enough, or maybe we are so used to a hard life, or maybe sad situations, or maybe violent situations, or maybe being the second-class citizens that when bad things happen to us, we don't feel the need to share that story as victims. Did you get that? Did you get what I just said? So the bad things have happened to us so much that even during apartheid time, maybe something that we inherited from there, that our pain does not matter. To get that. So I just wanted to share that before I share the things that I feel they are the contributing factors to that. Number one is just the general lack of proper governing of this country, like in general. And corruption is one of the things. So when I talk about the lack of a proper governing of this country, let me talk about the porous borders. That is very important, the porous borders. Because you cannot tell me that it doesn't contribute when you have people from Lesotho coming to South Africa, doing whatever that they want, and then going back to Lesotho. And if somebody committed crime in South Africa and they run back to Lesotho, who's going to find them for you? Who's going to find them? Number two, it is South Africans that collaborate with people from Lesotho in stealing the livestock within South Africa, that too. And their desire, I want to talk about the important one, because this one, it talks to Afriforum, the people that are pushing the narrative that white people are being targeted. You see that? The story of the farm unalivings wouldn't be like this now, racial like this, if the truth was being told. If Afriforum was bold in coming out and saying, all the farmers, regardless of race, are facing this challenge, then you take everybody's eyes into that situation. Also, the desire of cheap labor. See, that thing is one that is leading to so much. The desire to avoid the laws that are governing the labor issues of farms. They're trying to avoid that. Now, they take advantage of people from outside South Africa, employ them unvetted. So when you do that, what are you hoping is going to protect you if it is not white supremacy, that these people are just going to look at you treating them anyhow and they are not going to do anything to you because you are white? That's another thing. Because let me tell you something, the white farmers that I know, Mina, they live in harmony with their workers. I'm not saying one day those people will not switch up and change against their bosses, you see, and start doing the unaliving and whatnot. But I'm telling things as they stand at this moment. They living harmoniously. Even when they go, maybe their bosses go out of the farm, when they come back, it's all good. It's all good. We sit around the fire together and be just like chatting, eating, doing all those things. And you can tell that we all forgot the skin color. We are just human beings sitting around the fire. Now, when you do that, taking somebody from outside South Africa, let me just make an example with people that are coming from Zim. When I say, I just remembered a certain story that one person from my family tried to hire somebody from Mozambique in my village because people are now tired. They would sit with him. He doesn't really drink, but he would buy alcohol for them and sit with the people from the community and they'd be drinking with him. But he tried to employ somebody from Mozambique to take care of his livestock. What they did, they found Home Affairs. While they're still drinking his alcohol, they found Home Affairs to tell this one is employing somebody somebody from Mozambique without papers, and Home Affairs came and deported that person. Now, going back to the story that I'm talking about of bringing people from outside South Africa. You know, there's this story that there is illegal mining in Mozambique as it is happening in Zimbabwe, as it is happening in South Africa. You see, Africa, when something happens, it's always almost the same, you know, almost face the same challenges. So now what Zimbabwe has done, they have not really succeeded 100%, but they have limited the illegal mining to some extent. So what happens is, when those illegal miners have nothing to do now, right? As we have a porous border like that, I'm just making an example with Zimbabwe. I just wanted to see the picture. You bring in somebody from Zimbabwe. You have not vetted this person, but because you are hoping your skin color will protect you, you take this person to come and work in your farm. Okay, right, this person is stranded, is from Zimbabwe, is looking for something to live on, and the person comes to your farm, they start working there. You have not vetted this person. You don't know if this person was an illegal miner before, right? And within that space of illegal mining, we have seen the footage from Stilfontein, what was happening there. That space of illegal mining is full of violence, and people survive a lot of traumas in there. Survival in that place is the order of the day, right? And the government comes and shuts that place down, and you export the life of a gun. Let me just put it out there. The life of a gun with illegal mining is the norm. And then they cross the border. You see this person who's desperate as a farmer now, because we're talking about farming. I don't want to talk about the ones that are working in people's houses as nannies and whatnot. No, I want to focus on the farming one, right? You bring in this person, you have not vetted this person, and you go to your apartheid ways of ill-treating the person or the people within your own farm. And now you have the wrong person within your farm. You cannot do that and get away with it, because you are dealing with an individual that has survived a lot of trauma within that illegal mining space. I'm just making an example with illegal mining space. There are a lot of things that they can contribute to what I'm talking about. So now, and the person, what they know how to, the only thing they know to use, how to retaliate against such things is a gun. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to share a video clip with you when I'm done sharing my own views on this, and show you how some farmers are treating their employees. And that one is even better, because he's standing there, he's crying, he is being evicted, and the boss refused to pay him his wages.
Uncle.
Try that with somebody that is from the farm, is from the illegal mining space, and has survived a lot of things. Where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be? Because you are there, you are relaxed, hoping your white skin, your white supremacy will protect you from such a person. Those people don't have time. So that is a separate case. Yet, yes, there are those people that unalive the farmers because they are just wicked. It's not retaliation. This is nothing. You can be as good as you can be, but the people will still do you bad. Now, the people who can do that to you and then they vanish and go back to wherever they came from, and the police would be up and down looking for this person they would never find. And that talks to also the corrupt policing that we see in South Africa, the law enforcement, how corrupt it is, which also contributes to that. People know that they can do this stuff and get away with it. So these are the spaces that these are the things that we are seeing in South Africa. So I'm trying to remove your eyes from seeing this as a racial thing. It is not a racial thing. It is a crime thing. And if black people were to use the crosses that the white farmers are using to mark the unaliving of their people, imagine the number of the black people if we were to do that. I'm talking about now the livestock farmers from our villages, you know. I've seen these things happening in Limpopo, in Mpumalanga, in everywhere. Before it was rife in the Eastern Cape, right? But now it is everywhere. So you cannot tell me, this takes a lot of, this will take a lot of collaboration to eradicate. I don't know if we'll eradicate it completely, but to minimize it to a certain extent, it will take everybody's collaboration. You cannot be a victim at the same time. You know what you did. You say that I don't like sharing information that is violent on this platform. You know, I don't like that. But I've seen the video clips. Some of the white farmers are in the course because of the horrendous things that they've done against the people whom they have employed. You see, they ill-treat their employees. You must know who you're ill-treating. You know, most of the time, South Africans, even if they're ill-treated, they'll be just rubbing their hands. Yes, pass, nkosana, you know, because in some areas, white farmers are called nkosana, the male ones, and the ladies are called Mrs., and the girls, they're called nkosazana. I was shocked that things still exist, I was shocked. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I'm trying to debunk this race thing. I'm trying to debunk it, the race thing in farm unalivings, because the farm unalivings are so horrendous. That's what. The unaliving of people in general in South Africa is horrendous. Last week, even GAYTON MCKENZIE, there's a post that he put up. He said if there's a race that was supposed to complain about the G side, was supposed to be the colored community, because in 1 week they lost about 30 people. Now, we cannot make this about race as well, because you know how many black people get unalived every day, either by their own black people or by whoever. Mostly, the truth has to be told, unalived by our own black people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the unaliving in South Africa has become the order of the day because of lawlessness, corruption, the incompetent government, also. And you know, at the end of the day, we must face the facts. It is because of their porous borders. We cannot control this because of the porous borders. You know, I liked what Rupert said. He said they are streaming through the porous borders. Do you understand? So you have South African criminals, and you have the ones that you cannot track. They can do something in one corner and go sit in another corner. There's nothing you can do about it. And you still have South African criminals who have your ideas. You have a chance of funding those. So what I am saying, at the end of the day, the desire for cheap labor, the lack of proper governance of this country, the corruption, there's a lot of things that are happening in South Africa that are leading to the unaliving of farmers that we see today. But don't forget the employment of unvetted people whose history you don't know even one bit, and you choose to bring that person to your farm to ill-treat that person. And how do you think that is going to go for you? How do you think that's going to go? Anyway, guys, if you watched up to here, I would like to say thank you for watching my videos. And the next time you bump into my videos, kindly watch my ads in full. That support really, really goes a long way, as I am about to share some of the video clips that I spoke about. And I won't be coming back with more commentary. I'm done, and do have a lovely day.
I farm in Vanderbijl Park. It's a 405 hectare farm, 200 arable, 205 it's for grazing.
What animals do you farm with?
I do bonsmara, pigs, and then I plant soya and maize.
The area you farm in Ali Challenger City Bayern.
Oh.
I mean, the last time I was at a farm, somebody burned your maize field?
No, it was the grazing field where we planted Smith's finger. But like Israel, those people. But I think theft is one of the biggest problem in our area, not only from me, but other farmers as well. But you know, the way everything is happening to me consistently, I'd say I'm the target somehow. You remember, firstly, they burned the field. Secondly, they stole my tractor. Thirdly, they stole more than 70 of my cows.
Whoa. 70.
Yes.
Hey.
They stole the bulls, the females, the winners, the heifers, everything that was in that kraal.
Yeah, the crime is the biggest threat. At my farm, last year, we experienced break-in, robbery. We used to run commercial hatching operation. We were operating at 60,000 capacity per day of the broiler production, and as well as 30,000 chicks per day. We were taken out of the business over a night. People came, hit everyone.
So it was a literal robbery where people came and held at gunpoint?
Gunpoint, definitely. And they've beaten my staff members with those guns. They took their phones, and then they took all the solar panels, and then they took all the solar batteries. I mean, the total value of what they have stolen is about 500,000. I mean, I had to leave my farm for a month. I told my son that, no, I cannot handle this. Crime is just one of the biggest things.